and I'm
Okay.
telling you about different guys that try to date me and this and that or whatever. And if you if you want to have more than just a friendship with me, then chances are, like, you may say something to down talk the other guy, or or something in a way to say where I shouldn't be talking to this guy or whatever like that, versus giving your true friend like opinion. He may be a good guy, but you don't want to see it as a good guy for me because you want me.
You know, I can't argue with that because I've seen that happen in a lot of situations. I
Yeah,
have.
that's what happened to my. That's exactly what happened to my man. His ex-wife has or had a guy friend, and whenever Will would do something, he would be right there being like, "This is the reason you should leave. This is the reason you should leave," and it was minor shit. And so
Yeah.
finally, she took his advice, and now she's living with this other dude.
And see, I know with me, because majority of my friends are actually women. With me, I always tell them I'm going to do my best to just give you actual advice
Mm-hmm.
because you're coming at me for real actual advice. And I guess because I was raised by my mother and with my sister, and I spent more time around women than anything. That it's gonna sound weird, but I treat them like people. So, so it's one of those things where I'm gonna give you actual advice because you've come to the point where you make yourself vulnerable and actually talk to me. So I shouldn't
Right.
take advantage of that, and I shouldn't try to sway things to my liking. So, like for example, I said earlier with the girl who was on the show a while ago. She's pregnant right now, and she's going through a lot of emotions. So she'll text me every once in a while and say stuff like, "I just want somebody in my bed. Can you come over, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do that," because you're going through something right now. You're feeling very emotional. So I will talk to you, but I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
And then she was like, "You don't find me attractive?" I was like, "No, I find you very, very, very attractive. It's just that's not what you want or need. I mean, you may want it, but that's not what you need. You just want somebody to talk to."
Right.
And a lot of people will take that part and they'll run with it, or they'll jump into that situation like, "Oh, I can get some," or something like that. And I think that's wrong. That's messed up. That's completely messed up. Because if it was flipped and somebody opened up to you, you'd be devastated if someone did that to you. That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote an article on I wrote a blog on our site about the friend zone and basically how it's not real. And it's not real simply because you have two people claiming to be friends and both have different intentions. So
Okay.
so it's like, me, if I meet a guy and this guy tells me, he wants to be friends first or something like that, or he tells me he wants to be friends, I'm going to think that he wants to genuinely be my friend because that's what you're saying. So I'm going to treat you just like I would anybody else that says, hey, let's be friends, let's go
Yeah.
hang out, blah, blah, right? But meanwhile, I don't know that his idea of us being friends is like, well, let me get to know you a little bit before I decide if I want to date you type of deal.
Yeah, a lot
Like,
of guys have that.
it's pre-dating shit. Like, I don't know what that is. Like,
To me, that's messed up
like you
because
want
it's good.
it's retarded because I mean that's what dating is basically getting to know somebody to say whether or not you want to be in a relationship with them or continue to hang out with them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Um, so it's like this whole idea that you need to be friends first to get to know somebody to see if you want to date them. Like that shit is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
You gonna pass up your whole life being scared, doing a fucking risk matrix and shit in your head just to say, well, I want to protect myself a little bit and get to and slow it down or whatever, blah, blah, blah. When in actuality, you don't have to slow anything down.
That's
You just
true.
let it go. You just let it go, how it naturally would. But anyway, when you have two different people under different contexts, it makes it very difficult to have a genuine, true friendship with somebody in that way. And why I say it's just fake. It makes no sense to
That makes sense though. I can get that. 'Cause it's, I never thought about that. I gotta read this blog post. You should definitely send it to me. Also, for just so you know, two things. One, I've already been recording.
Oh, Jesus.
Secondly, you guys might meet Yumi because she's on her way here,
Okay.
apparently. So this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting because she was hanging out with one of her friends, and it's gonna be interesting. I don't want him in here though. That's not what I want. I don't want him here because he's weird. He's weird. But all right, let me kickstart this wonderful episode. Okay.
All right.
Wait, before I kickstart it, let me open this door for her so she can just come on in. One sec.
Absolutely cannot with him.
All right, cool. Wait a second, put these on. All right, I am back. Well, obviously, Tay, you are on the show. You already know how we spin it in. Everybody read. She muted herself.
I should be off mute.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, oh no, you muted yourself. What happened?
Came
All right. So I'm gonna kickstart it. It's gonna be great. I might even splice in some of the stuff we talked about before to make it spice it up a little bit. All right. In 3, 2, 1, I'm gonna start this off. Again, we're talking about dating from the female perspective because I want to know what you think, what your side of the coin. Because guys talk about it all the time, but and there's no consensus for us. So I want to see what you personally think.
All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. Welcome to Emotions and Shit. And today I have with me, returning, finally, Tay.
I know it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I had stand-ins, fill-ins. It's been crazy. Everything has changed. We talk about asexuality. We talk about spirituality. All these crazy
What's
things.
that? See, now I'm mad.
Oh, man. But anyway, we've talked about all that wonderful stuff. But joining us today from the Between Us Girls podcast, please introduce yourself.
Hello, this is Danielle here from Between Us Girls, where you get the real and raw conversations that are shared between women.
Ooh, I like that.
Welcome.
All right, and today I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said women, because today we're talking about specifically dating. Dating in the female world. I want to know how your perspective, your personal experiences with dating. Because I know I'm a guy. I know how guys things work, and guys talk about it all the time, but we have no consensus. So I want to know what your personal experiences are. Please educate me. Tay, would you like to start us off?
Sure. Goodness, it's been difficult because as Jason knows, before my current love, I was single for a little over 3 years, and for the first, I'll say 18 months of the 3 years, I was fine not dating. I was like, I need to take some time for myself and love myself. You know, I'm in my 30s now. Let me just get me together. And then once you start trying to date, you realize just how hard it is, especially in your 30s. There's a lot of things that go into it. Like I couldn't even get to the first date, not even because I'm picky, but I mean I have standards, but it's like I don't want to spend money or have you spend money on me if I'm, one, not attracted to you, or two, if you just come off as an idiot, because a lot of people meet through dating sites now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you come off in your post or in your replies to any of my questions as an idiot, I'm like, I don't need to keep talking to you.
Okay.
So it's a lot. That people have their criteria, and if you're something like, I'm a geek, so if somebody just doesn't understand how that works because I'm a woman, I'm just like we can't do this.
I like it though. Danielle.
Well, I'll say that it seems like I'm in my mid 30s, and I'll say that the older you get, the more difficult it is to date because you don't date with such naivety and freedom
Yes.
as you would when you are a teen or in your early 20s or so. And I took that to just life experience because by the time you're in your 30s, I mean, you've been in most people anyway, they've been in, a long relationship where things didn't necessarily work well, and they've been hurt and they've been burned and lied to and cheated on. And so it makes them really suspicious of dating somebody new. So so that makes it very difficult, to go out and meet somebody else because you're not as trusting as what you previously were, like earlier in life. So I find that to be one of the main problems with dating. Personally, I really haven't had that many like bad dating experiences like with the people that I've dated. I mean, I've been hurt, but I don't I make it a point to trust everybody across the board until I feel like I can't. I do that, but I realize that other people don't. And a lot of the guys that I meet, like it seems like that they're afraid of being used for whatever reason. Well, probably because of their past experience, but I find that to be I find it to be really interesting because we all want the same things. Like we all want somebody we can trust, somebody we can depend on, somebody we can talk to when, things are going good and when things are going bad, but just having that level of vulnerability like this at this stage in the game is rather difficult. That's what I find in dating anyway.
I like that though, because I like that. It's different. So my question is, I know every relationship has like a make or break kind of point. When you're picking someone to either go on a second date, third date, or actually commit to dating them, what are some breaks for you? What is something that will either make or break it for you?
Oh my God, like if I go on a first date with you, like this is serious, like red flag for me. If I go on a first date with you and you barely put in any effort to groom yourself, because that has happened.
Ooh.
Like I recall going on a date with a guy, and we met at this place here. I'm in Houston, Top Golf. It's a really nice place. And I comb my hair, dude. Like really. I put on a little makeup. Like I'm not into makeup like that, but I tried to do a little something. But I was really more upset at the fact that I fucking combed my hair for this shit.
Yeah, right. You got ready for him, and then he want to do you the common courtesy.
Exactly, but I get there and you have on some fucking jeans that look like you about to cut your grass in.
Oh,
like,
no, she didn't. Oh, she said not the grass, not the grass.
You have like a faint oil smell. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like,
you tell me they take a shower when they went. Man, y'all messing with some crazy dudes.
So it's like, dude, what the hell is up? Like, and that's actually happened to me like more than once because you know what the thing is that I find that a lot of guys are like take me as I am, but they want their woman to be like a fucking Instagram model or some shit.
We always have to be on point.
Yeah, always have to be on point. But them, like this is me. This is how I am. You just gonna have to accept me, for whatever it is that I got going on. And it's like, no, I don't have to accept it. Like, I don't have to deal with you. And I actually think men are they are fearful of women that have that type of mentality because it makes them to step their game up when they don't want to because they're comfortable.
Right.
That's a whole nother thing though. But As far as like stuff that makes me not want to go on a second date, like basic grooming. Well, and if you don't have a personality, like I'm not gonna sit there and be bored to fucking death for a goddamn hour and a half. Like,
Right.
if you don't have shit to talk about, if you don't know yourself enough to make yourself seem interesting, to make me want to say, you know what, I need to continue to get to know this guy, then why the fuck am I finna sit across the table from you like this? Like, I don't want to be bored out of my goddamn mind. I could be in my house watching goddamn Netflix.
Oh, ooh, she went in. I love it though.
But I mean, yeah, like those are two things. Those are like two main things. Like you need to have a personality, and I need for you to attempt to like make yourself look nice for me and try to impress me. You know, like why wouldn't you want to impress me? And because you asked me out on a date. I don't ask guys out on date. You asked me out, so why wouldn't you want to impress me? So if you're not even trying to impress me on a first date, I'm looking at you sideways.
Mm-hmm.
As you should. Because look, grooming ain't hard. It ain't. If I'm going on a first date with you, I'm gonna brush my teeth, I'm brush my hair, I'm gonna take a shower. Cause like I get the take me as you are kind of thing, but like, does that mean that you dirty all the time? Is that you? Is that who you are inside? That means you don't respect yourself. Cause come on, you ain't gotta do a lot. But smell like gas on the first, second date?
Like, dude, get your hair cut. Like, if I'm gonna comb my hair, I expect you to get you a goddamn haircut.
Right.
Like,
look, don't get twisted. Sometimes I look like 12 years a slave. Don't ever get twisted. But when but if I'm gonna go on a date with somebody, or I'm gonna either at home or out or something like that, I'm gonna cut my hair. I'm gonna take a shower. Because I want you to stay across from me, to look across from me like, man, damn, he look good.
right. And my thing is this: if you want me to like eventually have sex with you, like why wouldn't you want to put your best foot forward?
Right.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I'm not just gonna get wet off of this.
Exactly.
Right. Don't nobody see somebody with some messed up jeans, messed up hair, smell like gas, can see what you ate last night on your teeth, and be like, gotta fuck that.
Exactly. Like, and then don't come. Oh, you know what? One guy I went out with, he asked me, like, he called me beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
and then was like, telling me how he don't really drink, and he was kind of like insinuating like I shouldn't get anything to drink. Like he didn't want to pay for it. Yeah, like it was really strange. And my thing is like, if you don't really drink, that's fine, but don't try to inflict your beliefs off on me. Like I get wine everywhere I go. If they don't serve wine, I don't go. Like
She said, they don't serve wine, I ain't going. Hey, respect.
Oh.
All that means is you respect yourself, and I'm down with that.
yeah, but don't try to like change what it is that I do. But that in that situation, it actually seemed more like he didn't really want to spend the money or
See,
whatever. So, and that's another thing. Like, if you don't have any money, don't date. It's
Thank
True.
that
you.
simple. Just
Okay.
don't date at all. Like,
Netflix and chill is not a date.
yeah, because like the first few dates is on you. Like, you need to understand that. And if by the third date a woman is not at least reaching into her purse, doing a fake pay or whatever, then that woman may not be for you. But
Okay.
and the thing about it is that stop acting like, if you go out on a date with somebody that you're like obligated to them. At any point in time, even if you decide to get into a relationship, any point in time you can say, this is not working for me and I'm going to move on.
Right.
And
I'm not feeling this.
don't be afraid of that. Like, I think that a lot of guys feel like they go out with somebody and they're like wasting time and they could have been an XYZ. But it's like, no, like enjoy whatever moments that you have and let that moment just be that. Like, don't try to string that moment along to every other person and every other event or whatever, because this girl in fucking elementary school, she took my lunch money. So all these bitches trying to take my money and shit. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
like, so don't even do that.
Right.
Like, if you don't have the money, just don't date.
That's true because I know a lot of people. Look, we can work something out. Like I'm the type that I usually pay for the date unless we go Dutch and whatnot. But like, if I'm paying for the date, can we like agree together where we going? Because like, I'm not like I agree with you 100%. Where you say, if you don't have money, don't go on dates, don't date, whatever. Totally agree. That being said, if I'm gonna take you on a date, or let's do a flip. If we do anything where you ask me on a date, I'm gonna let you pick because you decided to ask me. Or we can agree together. But I've seen some people where they'll go on a date and go somewhere way out of their price range, but it's not a group like, oh, we're both gonna pay our part. It's like, oh no, you're definitely gonna pay for all this, right? This is what we're doing. And I know I know from a guy perspective, it turns you off a lot. Like if I go on a date with somebody and they want to go to the most expensive place, and every time I'm like, oh, hold up, back up, like. Am I paying 100%? What's going on? I want to know what's going on.
So my thing with that is,
hit me.
If you ask somebody out on a date, then you need to be prepared to pay for said date.
Agreed.
And if you don't necessarily have the money to go to a 4 or 5 star restaurant, then you need to say, hey, would you like to go out on a date with me on Friday? Would you like to come join me here at this place? And you know that this place is someplace that you can afford. And dinner is so back to that point, you need to be the one in control of that because you're the one that's financing it. So I would not leave it up to another person to be like, well, okay, so I say, hey, would you like to go on a date on Friday? Where would you want to go? I wouldn't put that off on another person because I'm the one that's paying. And if she picks some place that's like out of my price range, then it's like, oh shit, what am I gonna say about that? No, you take the lead and be in control of that situation.
Okay.
And women really like that, especially for a first date. It's like really crucial because one, it shows that you are serious about it.
Really?
You already made the plan. And two, another thing is that if you don't have like enough money, you need to get creative. Like, I don't know about what they have in your town, but like in Houston, they have a Houston Press online, and it's like a magazine. A newspaper that's like everywhere, and it has everything that's going on in the city, and it has all these things that are actually just like free. Like last at like free concert downtown somewhere or whatever like that, and they have like this little area, this little bar where they have like hammocks and stuff outside, and they have food trucks, and it's like really inexpensive to do those type of things, but it's different than like a traditional dinner date. And that gives you like points right there because you're not taking me to a traditional place. Like you've actually put like a little bit of thought in it, and you want to go somewhere where you can actually talk anyway. So as a guy, like you really need to own that and take control of that situation.
I like that though. I'm jotting down notes because I know I know with me, I like to get creative because it's not always like a money thing. Sometimes if I'm doing something at home, like I'm making you something, it has more heart to it. Like, well.
Yeah, but that's like the line type of stuff. That's not like a first, second date. Like you're not at home making something for somebody that you just met.
That's true.
Like I tell people all the time, like the best date that I ever went on probably cost about $20. We went to the museum, to the planetarium, and we went to a food truck like afterwards and just hung out. Like it cost hardly any money whatsoever, but it was like the best date ever that I've been on.
Really?
It was really fun. Like the whole day together, just hanging out.
Ooh, see, I like that because I like that. Kudos to this man because I'm gonna steal his idea. Anyway, anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, borrowing it. Unless he got a copyright, then it is stealing. Whatever. Well, okay. I got another question then. When it comes to generally dating, because we talked about make or date break on first dates, generally dating. What are some red flags when you date somebody for a period of time? Like, I don't know, 6 months, a year, 2 years. What are some red flags? We're like, okay, something's wrong.
Well, I'll say like
To you.
if he's not available like during certain times of the day
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and it's like off from his work schedule or something, like that would be to me would become a red flag because why can't I talk to you? Why are you not easily accessible to me?
Mm-hmm.
Like
You're like, where are you going?
type
Like,
of work, like what type of work you do, but like if you're working a regular 9 to 5 and you can't even text me during the day at your office job, like I see something wrong with that. If you talk to me and your stories don't match up, like why are you lying? Like
yeah.
I don't understand that. Like I don't know. If you always have an issue with your baby mama,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
the fuck is going on with that? Like, are y'all still fucking or no?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
What's the red flag for you?
um, goodness. There's a few. um,
Mm.
One thing is like, and I wanted to say this earlier, being that I just turned 35, and if I didn't have my boo, it would be a different situation. But one thing for me is if, and we talked about this on a previous podcast, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if if you're not looking, if we're on a first date, here we go. Finally found my train of thought. If we're on a first date, and one of the first things you say out of your mouth while I'm chowing down on some ribs is I don't believe in marriage, there will not be a second date.
Hmm.
Because I'm somebody like I want to be married, I want children, I want a family. And I'm not knocking. I know a lot of people think that marriage is bullshit. There are a lot of people that, especially with, the way the job situation is set up, there are a lot of people that just simply can't afford to have kids and they don't want them, and that's fine. But and I wish people would be honest with themselves, because you can't change someone's mind on that.
Mm.
If you say I want to be married and this person that's sitting across from you says I don't believe in marriage, that person has already made up their mind. Don't date them for 6 months and think you can talk to them and see if their thoughts about marriage have changed. I was like, I need you to put a stop to that and go on somewhere else. But a red flag for me would be somebody that has any type of ism come out of their mouth. If there are if they say something sexist, if they say something racist, if they say something homophobic, not happening. I can't I can't get down with that. I don't care if it's a joke, because some jokes just don't need to be made. It's not gonna happen.
And some people make those jokes that are like they're sly and they look at you to see how you react.
I'm just like, you think that's funny? Because that's not, no. Um, what's another red flag? Oh, this one just happened, and I should have tagged you in it on Facebook. Somebody that looks at a woman who says, I'm going back to school to get their degree, or this is the ladder I want to climb at work. And if this dude looks at you and says, you're too ambitious.
what?
He's like, I'm not a, yeah, that has happened. It's happened to me and it happened to one other friend. And she works for the government. She loves her job. Dude told her, you're too ambitious for me.
Oh my God. Oh, he
Oh.
must think that she's like on that black independent woman tip or whatever, where she don't need a man. He must be associating it with that.
Something. And I'm like, oh, so, because some dude put a post on Facebook and I responded. And he was like, we love when our sisters excel, but y'all don't need to be out here getting these degrees because it's our job as men to provide. It's like, we're not attracted to your advanced degrees. We're attracted to people who are compassionate and loyal and stuff that can't
Oh,
be
I saw
learned.
post. I saw it. I saw it.
Yes.
Okay, so I actually understand what he's saying in that post because he was like, I'm not looking for your money. I'm going to be the one that's going to be like taking care of everything, which I'll play damsel in distress and do that shit like all day because I got student loans and they own the motherfucking table. Like, but so I
She's like,
get
this car note though.
okay, like baby, like daddy. But no, I understood where he was coming from because from a man's point of view, I don't really give a shit about your money because your money is like your money.
Okay.
And it's good for you to have that educate. At least that's how I read the post. It's good for you to have that education because like I want to be able to have an intelligent conversation with somebody, but as far as the money is concerned, like I really don't give a shit about what money you have. Like that's kind of how I took it.
Right. Well, and if that is where he stopped, if that was where he stopped, then I'd be all right with it. But then to equate the fact when he started saying it's like we're attracted to people with all of these traits, it's almost like he was trying to say people that go to school don't have these other personality traits. And I'm like, no, that's not like I'm going back to school to get my degree, but ask any of my people, I'm one of the most loyal people you could ever meet. Like, what? And I went back and forth with him.
Oh, I didn't read the
Well,
comments on it. I just
yeah,
read
like
some
I went back and
comments.
I actually went back and forth with him and some other dude who tried to insult me, and I wasn't engaging in that. But I'm like, I need one of the things, and this is a red flag, so we're tying it all together. I cannot stand it when somebody tries to tell, and I made a whole post about this. I was like, when a guy tries to tell a woman what men in general do not find attractive. It's like if a guy literally sat across from me and I was wearing some dark purple lipstick and he was like, I hate that lipstick. I'm like, I don't care.
Right, because it's like it's not necessarily that you're wearing that lipstick for him, right? Like
Exactly.
you like the lipstick, and one of my friends was just saying yesterday when I was talking to him about how we were talking about being like like really sure of yourself, and he was saying that you have to be comfortable in your own skin first, and then the whole world will conform around you. Like some people will drop off because they're not really accepting of you, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to be okay with you first. So the idea of you putting on lipstick to appease somebody else is that's what their point of view is. When you're
Mm-hmm.
just really, you put on that lipstick because you like it, and if they don't like it, it's like, oh well, like I didn't ask you to like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable in this lipstick. And if you don't want to be here because this is the type of lipstick that I choose to wear, you don't have to be here.
Exactly.
Like you can choose to move along, but and somebody that is okay with me wearing this lipstick, they'll come into my circle. Like I'll attract them in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need that shit. Like, and so that whole idea of there being like a general standard of beauty or a general way that women need to be in order for men to accept them, it's like all bullshit. Don't nobody give a shit about you.
Exactly.
Like,
It's like I don't dress for you. Somebody actually said that. It's like on a post about makeup. He's like, well, women only wear makeup to attract men anyway. It's like, no, the hell we don't.
Mm.
It's like, no,
no,
we
like,
don't.
yeah,
I was like, I'm not even thinking about you right now.
right.
So that's
You,
something that's an automatic turn off for me. If somebody, it's all right. Everybody has their own taste and everybody has their own opinions. But for you to come out and say, well, you realize men don't find that attractive. No, I don't. I don't care. 9 times out of 10, we don't care because we're not thinking about you.
Mm.
it's like, okay, just because you don't find that attractive does not mean that you speak for all of mankind. Like, let's just get clear.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last I checked, dudes were still fucking chicks with that wear makeup.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
like people, they try guys online, like they really try it with the makeup shaming and stuff or whatever like that, and not even realizing like a lot of the people that they say, oh, she's natural or whatever, blah blah blah, has on a ton of fucking makeup. They have no idea. Like just because they wear like nude tones and stuff and highlighter and like they don't see it. It's not like a bright color. Like they think that she doesn't have on makeup.
Right.
Bullshit. Like you just don't even know.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's not bad at all. I didn't even. Huh. I love this podcast because I'm learning so much. I'm learning so
It's like
much.
somebody that tries to change who you are fundamentally, and they'll try to do it subtly. Somebody who tries to change you fundamentally is not somebody that you need to be wrapping up your life around.
Right? Because you tell a guy something and he'd be like, oh, don't worry about that. You know, I can change that or whatever. Like I'll give you an example. Like one thing that's like a hard no for me is kids. Like I asked a guy off top, does he want children? And if he says yes, I tell him, okay, I'm not the person for you because I'm a hard no on children.
Hmm.
I don't want to have any more kids whatsoever. I'm not starting over. And some guys can think they'll take that as a challenge and
Right?
that I can change her mind. Like I'm gonna be so good to her, she's gonna want to have my kid. No dick is that good. Let me just start there.
Mm.
Cause I'm no that because like the dick and raising a child forever, like no, there's no fucking comparison with that shit. So like you change my mind on that. Like
Right.
it's a hard no. It's a hard
Right.
no.
And see, I'm on the opposite spectrum where it's like I want children, and if a guy says I don't want kids or I don't want any more kids, I'm like I'm gonna need you to move to the left. Then sit down
Right.
so I
I
can
mean,
see the dude that's standing behind you.
right. As you should, because I mean, like you have to know what it is that you want. I mean, and not necessarily be like picky about things, but you have to have like certain standards where you won't bend because
Right.
otherwise like you'll end up in situations where you're not even like sure how you got there or you end up like just being completely uncomfortable and you don't even know who you are anymore. So you have to sort of define your wants and desires for yourself before you even start to date somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I mean, because I mean, what are you gonna do? Just like date anybody that wants to date you, and then just kind of figure out how it go? I mean, you can go and hang out with anybody, but as far as like dating to be in a relationship, I think that you have to have sort of standard when it comes to that area.
And it's funny that you say that because a lot of people will tell you that's exactly what you're supposed to do. They're like, just date whoever, and you'll be surprised when you find no. I'm too old to be out in these streets just wasting my time with just anybody.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what you want. Like if you just want to hang out with people and you just want to like have drinking buddies and go have random sex or whatever it is that you want, then yeah, I mean, you can go
Yeah,
hang with a
too.
dude that works at McDonald's or something like. I mean, you can just go do whatever. Like it doesn't matter because you don't have any expectations. You don't have anything you're trying to move forward with that person. So if you just want to go hang out and that be that, yeah. However, if you are wanting to actually establish a life with somebody, then you need to kind of get a bit serious about what it is that you want and what it is that you have to offer.
Right.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. That's really good. Man, I'm learning stuff. We got enough paper. I don't though. God, I really learned something from this. It's weird. Well, not weird that I learned something. It's weird that I don't have enough paper because usually I keep enough around me. Look. So I have one final question. My final question is this. When it comes to, we've talked about the do's and don'ts of dating and whatnot, and we talked about pretty much what you're expecting from someone. You want to be with them forever, how long, kids, no kids, all that good stuff. How do you feel about compromise? Like, what level should you compromise in a relationship, in your opinion?
I think it depends on what you're compromising on,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I'll use an example. Um, and Jason, you know this. My boyfriend is from my hometown,
Mm-hmm.
a hometown that I never want to go back to. And but that's where, he spent most of his life and he wants to go back there. But I have a dream of moving to California, which is still intact because he and I have only been together for 5 months. And but he gets uncomfortable when I talk about it because he has a son and his son is in our hometown. And I was like, listen, if we move back, one, I do not want to move back to our hometown. I will live anywhere else in the state of Virginia, but I will not move back to our hometown. That's number one. And I was like, I will not give up my dream of moving to California just to be a living girlfriend. I'm putting that out there right now. So I really need you to think about what you want from where we're going. Where I really want you to think about where we're going with this
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that I'm the one that you want. But and that was my compromise. It's like I will give up my dream of moving to California because I know that I can travel to California anytime I want. It will always be there if this particular thing happens.
Okay.
But there are certain things just shouldn't be compromised. Like we were just talking about, like if you want kids and your partner says you don't want he doesn't want kids, and you just cannot imagine your life without being a parent, you can't do not force yourself to say, okay, I love this person enough to honor his wish of not having kids, because you will end up miserable. Now, if it's like I want what kind of house you're gonna buy or what kind of car or what, the size of your family, stuff like that. A lot of stuff, and this is something that I don't think a lot of people understand or really realize, a lot of stuff can be compromised on.
Mm-hmm.
It just has to be talked through. But I think you have to know what your limitations and what your boundaries are. And it varies from person to person. There are some people who can say, I want to be married, and just say, you know what, I'm okay not having that piece of paper and just living with this person for the rest of my life. And not having the legalization of marriage. That's fine. If you're a person that can do that, vaya con Dios. But if you know in your heart of hearts that you want somebody to make that promise and that deeper commitment to you in front of your friends and family and whatever God you worship, then I don't think you should compromise on that.
Hmm.
See, I think that you should compromise as long as you don't feel miserable in the process. That's kind of how I look at compromising. Like I'm the type of person that I really trust my feelings on things and I trust my gut. And that's like how I make a lot of the decisions that I make. Like I just get a feeling off of a person and I'll say, you know what, we can be friends just based off that feeling. And if I feel something like weird about you, like I don't even, we could just meet and I'd be like, something seems off. I don't want to deal with you.
Yep.
Because I don't necessarily deal well in the gray area.
Okay.
That's a struggle for me. But so I kind of go with, I can meet you in the middle on things because I know that in the context of a relationship, you make a million and one decisions on things all the time, whether it be something as simple as what we're going to eat tonight or something along the lines of, we have all of these bills and we want to pay off credit cards and we're trying to figure out which one to pay off first and how we going to get out of debt. Like we have a whole strategy behind that. Like that could take some compromise on both ends because you're dedicating a certain amount of money to it. Like that could be a little bit more difficult, right?
Mhm.
My thing always is that if I get an inkling of a feeling that I'm going to be miserable in something, I'm just simply not going to do it.
Mhm.
Right. But if you feel you're gonna betray yourself, don't compromise.
Right.
I could feel that. I like that though. Hmm. Well, that's actually, man, all these notes I gotta write down. Thanks, guys. I really, really like that. I'm definitely gonna have you back on the show, Danielle. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. We're gonna do a whole series on this.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Oh man, it's gonna be great. Well, for this first part, I'm going to have a spin out. And time for my favorite part of the conversation is where you shout yourself out and say where we can find you. I'm gonna go ahead and let our guest say where we can find her first.
I'm a guest.
So you can find me. Everything is on our website, www.betweenusgirlspodcast.com. You can find our shows. You can subscribe to us on iTunes and Google Play and SoundCloud. You can find our social media there, Facebook, Twitter, IG, all of that. Just go to the website. And if you want to support us, there's a support button there as well. You can email us and let us know what you think. And if you have shitty comments, it's okay. We'll take those too.
Mm. Mm. I like that. Tay, where can we find you?
You can find me everywhere. I'm on Facebook. I have a Grown Geek Girl Facebook page. You can find me on Twitter at Grown Geek Girl. On Instagram, I'm Miss Tay82. And I have a podcast now. I have my own podcast on Podbean. It's the Grown Geek Girl podcast. And I should be able to, before I go to this wedding tomorrow, put up an episode. So
What? Episode 2? Okay.
finally an episode 2.
Obviously, I am the second billing, but hey, I'm Jason. You can find me. Well, if you listen to the last episode, I guess I'll give you my personal Twitter handle since I definitely gave away. But my DMs are not open; they've been closed. I'm sorry. Jason Jason, Jauntis JaunTist, or you can follow me on the Comic Jaunt. That's where I'm most active on Twitter. We have a Facebook page with the same name. And you can find us here. Support us. We are on SoundCloud, Podbean, iTunes, and what's that last one? Google Play. There we go. I was too busy. My brain kind of left me for a second. But anyway, this has been our episode on dating and whatnot, part 1. We're gonna have multiple parts. And thanks for having us, everybody.
All right. Take care, y'all.
All right. Bye. Y'all, that was good. I liked all that. I loved all of that.